Hello there, welcome back to Island and Crusader Kings. Last time, well, we didn't really do much. We took a couple of counties. We lost against Hungary, and I was babbling about my evil plot to, well, go through Poland and then take the northern coast here. That'll probably not be happening, though. What we will probably do is, however, is make another attempt at Hungary. The big question is probably just, should I? Probably should go ahead and to some extent here try and get my wow, try and get my hire some mercenaries and get them over to there. That is probably a smart move, seeing as Bavaria is actually allied with Hungary, and as such they could potentially become a well, a rather horrible thing to deal with. But I guess we'll go for war. And once again, I guess we'll simply take a chance and see how it turns out. I do have about 8,500 not mercenaries, but retinue standing in over here. So it shouldn't be that horrible in the end. We'll see how it turns out. I guess we'll wait until, well, wait a little bit longer. And I guess, no, do you know what? We'll simply go for it. We'll make a, we'll take a chance here. Go for the Holy War against these guys for Moldau. I have no idea if I'll win or not, and I should probably try and hunt down some of these armies before they actually join up. So I guess that'll be of, well, first priority. Simply walk around, do some damage to most of the armies, simply try and make sure that they aren't actually allowed to join up here. And there's a very big Bulgarian army that I just ran into, so I'm pretty happy they aren't actually allied. And now there's a 9,200 Hungarian army here. What do I have of generals? Kahana, not really the best. Well, we didn't really have anything that really was better. So yeah, this battle will definitely decide how this actually turns out. So let's hope that the Bavarian army that's here doesn't actually end up joining in. If they do, then this will definitely be a loss. As of now, we actually managed to pull that in our favor. Lost 2,000 men to their 7,000. So as of now, I dare say that we are in the driver's seat, although there's a fairly big army that's currently marching there. I guess we'll just grant the claim. If I did not see it wrong, yeah, there's a Knights Hospitaller army there that's actually marching straight on me. So this could definitely be bad. We'll wait in the mountains. We did get some bonuses here, but once again, it's not that great to see that these guys are actually coming after me. And there's actually 5,000 more men here too, to just make things even worse. I guess we'll allow the duel, but as you can see, we're actually at 76% without actually sieging anything. So I'll allow those guys to attack me once again. And if this just continues, we will be able to win this solely on battles. And that actually seems to be the case here. We did win solely on battles. And I kind of exhausted the limits of what these guys could actually do. So if they had some more, or if the Bavarians actually joined in, that would be a certain loss. So the gamble paid off, although just barely. I guess the reason why we won was because we stayed in the mountains, and also because it was a retinue army. So if you are kind of in a troublesome situation, try and attack the smaller armies, take them out, and if possible, try and meet them in the mountains. Although I'm not completely sure that is why I won. That is probably the smartest thing I could have done. So that is good. That is good news. I still can actually fight for these places here, so I still have to do another war against Hungary for Wallachia here, and then we'll start going after Bulgaria full scale. But I don't need to worry about this guy anymore, so I guess our plot to kill Ludwig the Just ended, and rather than that, we'll plot to kill this guy instead. But we can't, so we'll plot to kill the King of Bavaria to try and break the alliance then. So, all that remains now is to hand out the counties, and then we'll wait for the truces to run out. We'll see how it turns out. So, this is kind of interesting. Orke of Orke's host has declared conquest of Wallachia on King Laius, and that is actually a duchy claim. So I kind of hoping the host here will win, but it doesn't really look that way, unfortunately, or perhaps they can. Who knows? That's probably the host that's going after. Yeah, that's probably the host that's going after Kavuna here. But it will be interesting to see how the host war for Wallachia turns out. Hopefully they can win. I would prefer that, because then I can bypass the truce altogether. But right now, once again, there's not really that much I can do except just wait and hopefully get a advantage on one thing or another here. Guess I'll build training grounds for the retinue size boosts, and I guess I'll just continue building whatever I can that's actually fairly cheap for the time being. So yes, I will just continue upgrading my holdings, and well, we'll see how things turn out. I am sick of being kind to everyone. Feel my wrath. So apparently I lost kind. Not the biggest loss in the world, but I would have preferred to keep it, I think. And as you can see, there's 3,500 men of the host has actually appeared down here. I have no idea if they'll actually be able to pull off anything with just that small a force. And apparently there's a very small Tengri revolt here, but we'll deal with that without too much fuss. It'll still be quite interesting to see how this host actually makes things work. And just because I can, I'll move this guy over here. It'll give me a little bit bigger, well, area of where I can, well, view what's happening. And potentially, I might actually consider breaking my truce here with the Hungarians for the sole purpose of actually being able to some extent, help the host accomplish its goals. But as you can see, they do have 10,000 men. So I should be able to pull this off without my help. We'll have to see how it actually winds up. But for now, we'll force the terms on our Tengri revolt here, and execution, as has become the norm. Warwick has turned to Jewish faith, which is good. So, will I take that chance? No, I'll rather take 10 prestige and make her a little bit pissed. That is better than being content. And hopefully, as I said, these guys can get some more troops into the area so they can actually win. If they stand like this, I'm pretty sure they might actually wind up losing. We'll see how it turns out. So yes, as you can see, it's pretty certain to me that they will lose this war. These guys are coming in to help, but they are far too slow. I have arranged a small tournament for my own enjoyment. I chose the most beautiful lady as the tournament, and she accepted me as a champion. So my wife is my honor. I get 10% to get wounded, or I get 10% to get craven. So I guess I'll take that one instead. But as you can see, the host here is definitely losing, and that is a bad thing for me, of course. So, we'll have to wait for either the truce to end, or, well, the guy to die. So, I might actually go for a assassinate here. 25% that it actually is pulled off, versus, well, 5% that it isn't. I have no idea if I can actually use my spy master to actually try and instigate a revolt here. It's potentially a thing I can do. Kind of interesting also to see is that he has a weak claim on the Byzantine Empire of all things. So potentially here could get a fairly interesting thing to see. Also the the Byzantine guy has lent money or borrowed money from the Jews. So I can potentially use that to my advantage by sending more retinue troops down south. And potentially then we might actually be able to fight the Byzantines fairly soon. I'm pretty sure I can raise about 2,000 men now in this area. So we'll have to consider if we actually want to fight the Byzantines or if I just want to sit by and try and wait for a revolt of some kind. I think for now we'll just be patient and see what we can pull off by waiting. We'll see how it turns out. Well, this sucks. Crusade for England. His Holiness Pope Lucius II is worried about the state of souls in the Kingdom of England. The heathens under King Levi II of Ireland have no hope for salvation and will suffer the eternal fires unless they can be brought to Christ in this life. And a Christian so willing is offered complete absolution of sins in the armed mission against the Jewish barbarians. So, I got a crusade here against me for no good reason at all. Which is kind of troublesome. The fact that they can actually launch Crusade. I have no idea how many Crusades they launched. I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd or the 4th. Can I check that somewhere? I would like to check history of Crusades, please. The fact they ever launched this many Crusades also tells me that I should definitely cut down the size of the Christians. The Catholics definitely just became the top of my hit list. I might actually try here to make my way to Poland, through Poland, Moravia, then Bavaria, East Francia, simply to cut them down in size so they're actually possible to handle them. I might actually have to also move my capital here for the sole purpose of being able to beat these guys. But for now, we'll raise up all our troops, join them together, and hopefully kick the asses of these annoying little, well, not peasants, can't really call them peasants. And I'll also join up this army here and try to march it into Rome itself. We'll see how it turns out, but hopefully we can beat them back. Although I'm kind of uncertain here who will actually join in. For now, no one, which is good. There we go, the Duke of Carinthia, the Knights Hospitaller, the Knights Santiago. So there's a lot of holy orders, which of course will be hell to fight against because of the fact that I'll suffer extreme losses fighting them. But at the very least, if I can just get rid of his popery, then I should be fine. Well, that's a very small Knights army. That's a big Knights army. So yeah, we definitely have to, I guess, aim at walking for some distance. But the positive thing here is that when these guys actually attack, they can't really bring that big armies because they don't have enough ships. So, I should be fine. I probably will be fine. But can I guarantee it? I definitely can't. So, for now, we'll try and join up this army, try and sneak this into Popery lands. There's still not any kings joining in, which is of course good. So march to the Pope and make him pay. Just like we'll do here. 3,000 men lost in that first battle. Good. Make them suffer, and make them suffer dearly for it. So, as you see here, you were in the thick of the battle, and your tally of slain enemy soldiers has depressed even the most grizzled sergeants in your army. As you clean the blood spatter off your sword and the armor, the men cheer on you for the bravery you displayed in securing this victory. Songs will be sung of this day. So yes, the Crusading Catholics will definitely feel some sort of sting. These guys will be annoying because they will be sieging some of my land, but I will go and simply siege Pope land, and that will hurt far more than anything they can do. And as you can see, they're troop landing basically everywhere. But if I simply use this army, I should be able to just wipe them down, hunt them down one by one, wipe them out, and thus make things work. So I'll just do that. I'll probably show you the battle list when we are closing in on the end. But until then, I'll just allow you to bypass this boring, well, walking back and forth, hunting down smaller armies phase, I guess I should call it. And I'll just allow you to see the end of the Crusade, because as of now, if they just keep on with these 2,000 and 1,000 man units, we should be fairly easy to secure victory here, especially if I get to Rome itself and simply can destroy that. We'll destroy that 2,000 man army because I do not like it, and also because I'm pretty sure that was mostly just retinues. So why should I care? I'll punish the bully. Don't you worry. But yeah, as you can see, we have 30% right now. And we also have a fairly good, well, to some extent, percentage so far. There are actually some siegemen here, but other than that, we are perfectly fine. There's some people in this area here, but it doesn't matter because that's not the goal of the Crusade. So, the Pope will be sieged, and once he's done, I'll get back to you. So, success! King Ludwig II was caught in a deadly arrow crossfire between the scroll depository and a grassy knoll. The story concocted about a lone bowman seems to be working perfectly. One less threat to the establishment. So, Bavaria is once again split up. We have Burgundy, we have some smaller states here, all in all a pretty good thing. It should also make sure that this is a little bit safer. As you can see, it's only the King of Italy that actually joined in, and with this next siege, the war is over. Basically, they got their ass wiped. And the reason for that is there weren't actually enough kings that joined in. And as such, it was actually a fairly easy way, or easy to win this. So I might actually have to consider whether or not I want to kill off the Christians, or most of the Catholics right now. But I probably will down the line. As you can see, Pope Lucius loses 200 piety, Catholic minus 10 more authority for 20 years, Jewish gain 10% more authority for 20 years, so that's perfect. 300 piety and 150 prestige. All in all, this works, 400 piety actually. Wow, that works nice. So, the Catholic Crusade for England has ended. King Levi II of Ireland won. The Crusade for England fails. The Blessed Virgin, it seems, does not favor the Christians faithful. After a string of defeats and setbacks, Pope Lucius II has called off the Crusade for England against King Levi of Ireland. Pathetic. Or pathetic, as we might also say. So yeah, the Crusade was a, big failure. We'll march our troops home. then we'll take Wallachia and most likely this, so we can connect. I will definitely be taking the coast now, considering they had done that. If they had been, well, successful in, well, there died the King of Bulgaria, so that's at least positive. That means that there's no truce. But I don't want these Bulgarian lands, so they might as well keep them. What we will do, however, is declare a war here for the this Bulgarian county here. So I'll get my troops back home, despawn the Levi's, and once that is done, we'll probably declare war. Unfortunately, that won't happen until next time, because we are out of time. So, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.